Welcome back to Ask the Oracle channel. My name is Divina and I am going to do a reading today for the collective that was drawn to the heading. Now, these are general readings, so there's going to be parts to it that may or may not apply to your situation, and only take what applies to your situation or feels like it's your message, and let anything else that doesn't fall away to go to whose message that one is for. All right, guys, I have to tell you, it has been the hardest thing for me to get back in the swing of things since the move. Too many changes, too many changes. I have a person, the representing you, and the situation that you might be in with another person represented by the Queen of Pentacles in this vineyard. And it looks like, if I were to just read the cards, which we're going to pull more, but if I were to just read the cards with the Ten of Swords, I would say there is a relationship, romantic, whether it's a partnership, a marriage. It's done. It's finished. It's finished. And the person that I have representing you is someone in this Eight of Pentacles energy that's been building, working on a masterpiece. This is inspired by Gaudi and Picasso. By the way, Picasso, he was extremely talented and chose to draw caricatures and modern art when he could do some serious painting when he was, I mean, he was good. He was an incredible artist. And enigma is what I'm hearing. Enigma represented there. Okay, so let's find out what is the factor that's creating a issue for you or the person in question. Perhaps you're concerned about someone who is perhaps ending a relationship with another, whether it's a Queen of Pentacles, someone very abundant in their nature, or earth sign, or someone like that, earthy, grounded. Ooh. Okay, so interesting. The factors creating an issue. Wow, Ace of Swords and Nine of Pentacles. Whoa. All right, guys, I got this here. How is that creating an issue? All right, I'm going to pull some more cards, and we're going to get a spread. We're going to get a reading for someone here. So there's something to do with knowledge. This is my Shakespearean inspiration from Shakespeare and his wife, Anne Hathaway. And it takes place in her garden and Stratford-upon-Avon. And this is my Amalfi Coast Lemons, Italy, where a daughter of a wealthy father inherited some pentacles and started to, but she created her own legacy. She had it easy because she had a father. Not everyone has a father or wealthy father either, right? And she did. So she was able to, instead of when they threw lemons at her, she took the lemons and made limoncello with a family recipe, and was able to make a fortune selling her family's recipe. Okay, and I tried to stay away from stereotypes, so I put empowered women in my deck of cards. Okay. All right, so with this, the issue is this though. So we're gonna pull more cards though to get clarifiers and find out why that's an issue. Is this another woman maybe that's more interesting than this one, or is it just Ooh, could be somebody's liking someone else and they're in a relationship with someone else and it's causing issues. I don't know, but could be for somebody. All right, so well, let's look at the foundation. Foundation is fire. It's kind of like there's a new beginning here of fire and passion. Oh, the monks. I see monks. You know, it's funny. I channeled this deck a couple years ago, and we are right now, I have been tuning into peace, the energy and frequency of peace with the monks that are walking into DC. And I see the monks walking here on the mountaintop. Do you see that? That's kind of blurry. I got a little too close. But that one's called Passion Ignited. So that's the foundation, is someone who's extremely passionate, standing on a spiritual natured individual is what this is. This is the person that I'm reading for, your foundation. You might even, some of you may be Buddhist or lean towards that philosophy. All right, the relationship between you and the person or a situation in question is the King of Swords and the Emperor and Aries, or the King of Swords could be a Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. And these aren't gender specific, but I'm just reading what the cards are. So it could be you're in your King energy, the Emperor energy, or it represents heavy fire perhaps for some of you. But that's the foundation. Oh, heart of the matter. Let's see. Heart of the matter. England again. Ooh, King Arthur. And Guinevere. King Arthur. This is King Arthur inspired by that archetype. And he is actually standing across the causeway from Normandy. Or no, he's in Normandy. Hold on a minute. Let me think of, where is this king? Okay, so there's two replicas. There's the real one, and there's the one that looks like the real one that was made in its image, but it's not the actual one. That's the heart of the matter. The sword and the stone. The truth. There's one that's real and one that's not. Ooh. All right. I'm going to show you. This could be the hidden influence is the Hierophant, but because I didn't shuffle, let's find out what is the hidden influence that's influencing your situation, whether you know it or not. Ooh. All right, we got more cards than I wanted, but okay. So there's something romantic and passionate stirring, a force, a pull, magnetic pull. This is my Knight of Cups. Oh, he's got a cup of love. He or she's got a cup of love. Sweeter than orange blossom honey. Which, by the way, orange blossom honey is delicious. It's my favorite honey. You gotta try it. If you never had orange blossom honey, oh, you don't know how good it could be. So this was the hidden influence, is romance, passion, ocean, water, calling, dolphin, energy, play, fun, playing, laughter, fun. Oh, a little bit of an adventure as well. And some fragrant flowers on top of the horse's ear. All right, so somebody's moving towards what they want. More happiness, joy, and passion. They're leaving behind a situation or a relationship or a series of people, maybe not just one relationship, but someone's moving on. And the culmination of all of this possible outcome is the sun. Family, blessings, beauty, sunflowers, summer months. You might got something fun planned for yourself this summer. And it looks to me like you've been in hermit mode for a while, or you've had to go within for a time with the knowledge and wisdom that you have been carrying. It may have been because of being attacked. I don't know, energetically, verbally, maybe even people just not, you know, when you do something amazing, which it looks like some of you have been working on a masterpiece here, it's easy to become a target for others who are less evolved emotionally, not happy, they're in lack mentality, they don't know they can do amazing things themselves. And so some of you might feel like you've been a target in some regard. I don't know where that's all coming from. So let's get some more cards and find out. So the situation is rocky. It feels like the Queen of Pentacles, something's changing. There's an ending. Maybe even for a few of you, the Pentacles is uncertain at the moment. Like it's not, you're not sure where those Pentacles are coming from. All right, so I want to know more about the foundation of the situation that we are inquiring about. Foundation. What is the foundation? Oh, okay. So you have a safe passage to wherever it is you're going. Okay, so that's something you need to know. I have this. And also look, it's by the sea, the starfish. So the ocean and sea, someone may be moving to a water or an ocean or somewhere near water is what I'm seeing with this. What was this one? The main issue is the Nine of Pentacles, someone's pentacles. All right, so let me see. I want to have a card that's representing, tell me more about this Queen of Pentacles. Is it a person or situation? Okay, so it's renewal. Somebody's in the process of having a renewal after being pessimistic, maybe in lack mentality. Now, tell me more about, oh, memories. There's something about memories and cycles, honoring the cycles of completion and connecting to your guardian angels and collecting your eggs. Someone's been in incubation period. Wow, I'm sorry, but my cat, Fifi, has become aggressive and she's attacking Felix, her husband. And she's acting like she's trying to be a dominant male. She attacked him. Oh, now they're fighting. Whoa. That's bizarro. Never seen Fifi act like that. And I've had her since 2011. Fifi, what the hell got into you? Oh, Lord, that was weird. That might be your relationship, fighting and shit. Some of you might have a relationship like that. I'm not going to say all of you do. That was wild. Okay, guys. Okay. What is your challenge and how are you going to get through this ending, this cycle that's completed and you're moving on now? You're moving on and there was an incubation period. Perhaps that's why you were in hermit mode, or you still are perhaps. Some of you may just now be going into hermit mode after maybe quitting a job even, you know, your pentacles. Someone's pentacles is, there's a concern here. Maybe not all of you have a wealthy father that helped you with your business get going and all of that. And so you don't have that to fall back on. Most of us don't have that. There's a few that do, but not everyone had that. So let's see here. What do I need to tell you about the situation? Somebody was worried about safety. Okay, so whatever situation you're in, my dear, you must slow down. That's the message. I mean, it's not like you need to speed up and hurry things. In fact, when you don't have clarity exactly, then it's best to slow down, meditate, and become aware. There's a time and place for everything, and sometimes we have to wait on divine timing. Sometimes we can't move forward because we don't have all the information. And when do you get the information? Well, you got to wait till it comes. It's not something we always know up ahead. Also, you are being asked by Spirit that it is time for you to take the lead. Take the lead. I also have you adorning the temple. For some of you who are single, maybe it's time to, you know, perk yourself up, buy some new clothes, make you feel better about yourself. But I have this card too is fluid, a mermaid with a goldfish. So taking the lead and being fluid. So let's talk about that for a minute. Okay, so what does it mean? You probably know, you may already know this, okay? But when people talk about going with the flow is, it's not thinking too heavily. It's more of like what feels right now at this moment. What is the right thing to do? What do you feel like doing? And then of course, you know, we have our responsibilities when we have to do something. But I really am being drawn to read to you the Emperor's card here. Now this one, my sister helped me figure out where to put this one. And obviously the emperors of China did not live on Lantau Island. But speaking of Buddhism, going back to that, wow, that's coming up a lot today. So there's the big Buddha in the sky, and I had just never heard of the island, and it's beautiful. So I put my emperor there, but I put in the facts about China in general because I didn't get very many cards on China. So let's go to number 4. The number 4, 4 corners. 4 represents the earth and stability and the 4 sides of the square, the cube. Let's go to 4. This is called Legacy of Firsts. So, you know, I feel like you're not going to have a problem taking charge of your situation. Well, okay, let me rephrase that. Some of you are having a hard time making a decision to take charge. Some of you, it's very hard. There's children involved in your situation. And it just seems like the easy thing is to let it slide, perhaps. Some of the things that you're not happy about in that relationship, for those of you who are ending relationships or going separate ways or, you know, moving on or whatever. So I think that it's important to remember that the Emperor's legacy, it lives through the Emperor's actions, right? So we need to consider how our choices today are going to be influencing the future generations, perhaps your children or other people's children, perhaps, or some of you, maybe not all of you. And there's something about guarding your vision and protecting your plans so that things don't get ruined. And it's important for those of you who are called to create a system or systems for longevity. All right, so I feel like there's a legacy to be built, and it's going to take a lot of strength and foresight, and you're going to need your stability. You got to be stable. You can't be all over the place, or else what legacy can you leave behind? You have to have some basic stability for those of you who are starting out. Past and present are intertwining, and it's a testament to time's design. Crimson and gold. The Emperor sits both young and bold, draped in robes of crimson and gold. So now I did put in this quote, there's nothing noble in being superior to your fellow men. True nobility lies in being superior to your former self. former self, Ernest Hemingway. So whenever it comes to whatever's ending or moving out of your life, you really have to be decisive, like the emperor who built the first emperor of China, which they had kings, but he called himself emperor, was the first to call himself an emperor. So for those of you who didn't know the history of it, and so he wasn't the first emperor or king of China. Title-wise, he was the first emperor, so he changed it to call himself an emperor. And I find that interesting because this individual didn't want to follow in any of the ones prior's footsteps, so they totally named their position something totally different than king, you know, or whatever it was before the Qin. China got its name from the Qin dynasty, I believe. Anyways, he was pursuing immortality, which ended up being the thing that destroyed him, right? He wanted to live forever, so he was looking for that eternal youth, this particular emperor, and ended up, what was it that he was drinking or exposing himself to? A carcinogen that was, I want to say, not arsenic or lead. I don't remember. I have to read up on that one again. But anyway, so he died young. He didn't live to be too old because he was taking poison so that he could live forever, which was the opposite, or, you know. Also, so I'm being guided to tell you the energy you focus on. Be careful. If you're focusing on lack, you're going to get more of that. If you're focusing on injustice, you're going to get more injustice around you. You're going to see more of that. Fears, phobias, they get, you know, don't put too much energy on the things you don't want. You hear it all the time. And the reason is because when you're putting out energy, your emotions are electrical, is it? Or is it the other way? Okay, so your thoughts are electrical. I have to remember this. I get things mixed up sometimes. Your thoughts are electric, so you're sending out signals, and your emotions are magnetic. So be very careful. Your thoughts in your mind, coordinating all of that so that you don't bring things you don't want into your life. Bless it. Send it peace, peace, peace. Frequency. Okay, guys. So incubating. What do we need to tell you? Okay, so as we mentioned, don't rush. If you have a new idea, a new project, or you're got a great idea, don't tell anyone right now because you may not follow through. Keep it to yourself until it's ready to hatch completely out of that shell and egg. All right, is there anything else I need to know to help the person watching? You're safe. Okay, so this is involving, the change that we're discussing today is involving your purpose, your contribution. And I see music like a cello. All right, and there's a teapot. Some of you might even collect teapots. Or it's time to go nurture yourself and make yourself a hot cup of tea, perhaps. All right, so what do we need? We need to tell you look for signs and symbols on the clouds. Your angels are with you. Now, one of the things I wasn't sure, why would this King Arthur archetype, truth, integrity, and all of that be the, let's see, what was it? It was an issue. It was this is the direction. So, okay, so this is going in a different direction. Calmer water's a better place for you, or for the person you're inquiring. And there's also children in this involved. So this person is saving the generations of children. She's going alone with her son, and I added these two kids here. One's like a big sister holding the hand of her brother. So perhaps on the other side, there's a family for her where she joins, gets married, and has more children because she marries someone who has a daughter. And that's her son over here. You see the little, well, you may or may not be able to see. Myanmar was the inspiration there because there's been political unrest. Wow, for years. 30, 40, 50, I mean, it's been a long time. I don't know the history, but there's some people from Myanmar in my town. And he was telling me that it was bad they left in the 80s. Anyways, so whatever the case is, stick to the plan and whatever it is that's magnetizing you. Some of you might have fallen for someone else. I'm not saying that's all of you, okay? That's just the line that was coming out. Something with one character here and one character here, and there's a change and a shift and an ending. And then, of course, I say that because in this one, I have two penguins. You see the penguins? You probably can't, but I blended on pretty good. And then he's stabbed in the back. So that's an ending. It's the Ten of Swords. It's where it's like it gets so bad it can't even get any worse. It's like now it's time for the phoenix to rise because you've already hit the rock bottom of whatever situation. The hardest part's over. So it's going to get better from here on out. I'm just really curious about your eggs and potential. And it's really cool that it has something to do with this knowledge and inspiration that, you know, in Shakespeare's wife, Anne Hathaway's garden. Now I have a door. I'm looking at this. Okay, so tell me, what else do I need to know to tell you? The culmination of all the cards, man, are good. The sun, man, that's amazeballs. Okay, Spirit wants me to tell you that you are protected again. We got another one. After some hardship, there's no need to sacrifice or crucify yourself. In fact, you may or may not have to force yourself to do something. If you think about the outcome, let's see, what is it? What is it when they tell you not to be tied to an outcome, but alignment. Oh, and good luck, lucky ladybug. Now the time is slipping, whatever that means for you. Excuse me, I dropped a card. Let me grab that. Okay, the time is slipping for you. So it means you don't have all the time in the world. Even though you might need to sleep on it a couple of days, maybe a week or 2 weeks, you'll know whatever it is that you have to act. When you might even have a couple months, you may not. Whoever you are, wherever you are, maybe you'll get the answers in your dreams. This is all about energy alignment. Energy alignment. Yellow, confidence, success, optimism, and happiness. Okay? The sun. The sun. And in my sun, this is a farm in Kentucky, and they have animals, and then they have a big family of brothers and sisters, and there's parents. There's two parents. There's not a single parent. It's two with a bunch of children. And there's a little boy, he's playing right here. He's imagining Superman. But he's happy, and it's in play and joy. So that's what I'm being guided. I'm going to end this reading with today telling you that for the month of February, the rest of January and going into February, because that's what this reading was going to be for, was February messages. Think about success, be confident, feel what it feels like to succeed at what it is you're trying to succeed at. Happiness, confidence, be optimistic like the sun, and you'll magnetize what it is you want, and whatever it is you don't want, don't give it any thought. Focus on what you can create today with your passion and peace. Peace out, love. Take care.